This is being championed. These are civil rights heroes. There's a man who's sticking his nipple in the mouth of a child, in the mouth of a small baby, in a bizarre attempt to nourish the baby with literally nothing. And you're a bigot if you disagree. You're the authoritarian for suggesting there is a problem here. There is apparently a series that is called 9 Months with Courtney Cox. It's a docu-series about various couples having children. And this went viral yesterday. It is a video from apparently season 3, episode 8 of 9 Months with Courtney Cox. And it features a transgender man, meaning a biological woman, is a biological woman who had a baby. There's not a man who had a baby because that's not possible. There's a biological woman who used her uterus to create a baby and then pushed the baby out through her vagina because she's a biological woman once more. And no amount of testosterone that produces facial hair or growing the hair out or mastectomies changes the fact that this is a biological woman, as evidenced by the fact that biological men cannot give birth. I promise you, babies can't fit through the urethra. You think a kidney stone is bad? Try fitting a watermelon through there. In any case, this particular episode of this bizarre show features a transgender man, meaning a biological woman, who is married to a transgender woman, meaning a biological man. So this means a man who is married to a woman, but they believe they are members of the opposite gender. So in this particular scenario, the quote-unquote husband, the faux husband, meaning a biological woman, gave birth. And the faux woman, meaning a biological man, is the quote-unquote mother in this scenario. And this leads to the bizarre situation that apparently the parents have now refused to accept ID for their newborn baby because that would require the birth mother, like the actual woman, to identify as a mother and not the male. Hey, by the way, you're a bigot if you disagree. Not only are you a bigot, if you bring up your children to disagree, the left will sick the authoritarian regime on you. I mean, this is the way this is going to go over the next few years. You watch. And here is the bizarre new world we have created for ourselves, the counter-reality new world we have created for ourselves.
Not only are we not assigning a sex to the baby, DC is forcing me to label myself as the mother, and that's not the case. Paterna is the mother.
This whole birth certificate thing is really causing me a lot of hurt. Trans women can be mothers.
Oh, I put it over here.
Okay, this is perverse. Pause it for a second to understand what just happened. Okay, if you're not watching this, the video then cuts to the quote-unquote mother, a biological male, attempting to feed a human child with his chest. Now, this is not going to work because it turns out that biological males do not have milk ducts. So it's going to be rather difficult for the baby to get any sort of nutrition from all of this, of course. But it doesn't matter so long as these people feel better about themselves. Sure, the baby's going to starve to death, but at least the delusional parents feel better about themselves. And this is being championed. These are civil rights heroes. Civil rights heroes. There's a man who's sticking his nipple in the mouth of a child, in the mouth of a small baby, in a bizarre attempt to nourish the baby with literally nothing. And you're a bigot if you disagree, don't you see? Don't worry. You're the authoritarian for suggesting there is a problem here, or that perhaps it is not in the best interest of a child to grow up under these circumstances. That's authority. In fact, if you suggest that, maybe the CPS should come for your kids if you suggest that sort of thing. I mean, we can continue with this. I mean, does anyone give a damn about the kid? Apparently not. Kids are just a purse. They're just a tool for people to use for their own personal enjoyment, apparently.
The baby has been able to latch, but I've not been able to produce any milk.
Because you're a dude!
Because we're going to supplement the feeding with formula so that my baby's still getting the nutrients that they need, but I'm still feeling hopeful.
You're not supplementing. That's not supplementing. Supplementing assumes that there is a baseline of nutrition that is being provided. My wife nursed all of our children, and then at a certain point, because she was working and she didn't have time to pump, we had to supplement with formula. Supplementation means not the whole thing. What kind of perverse damage are you doing to a baby? You're having the baby latch to a male nipple, and then you're like, oh yeah, and I'm supplementing with formula. Yeah, well, we've created a hell of a society for ourselves, haven't we? We're a society of science, by the way. We are a society that is dedicated, foursquare, to science. It's all we care about. In fact, we are so dedicated to science right now, like so unbelievably dedicated to science, that apparently California has now declared that all children K through 12 next year will be mandated to wear masks in the classroom. That's how dedicated to science the left is. They are so dedicated to science, man. Really well done, everybody. And if you disagree, you should be shut down. If you disagree, then you should be banned from social media. If you disagree, the weapons of government should be used against you. If you disagree, and if you elect people who disagree, then the minority party should abscond and deny them a quorum. All of this in the name of democracy, don't you see? And you're the authoritarian for suggesting that objective things like science, biology, logic, that these sorts of things should apply. You are the brutal, vicious authoritarian. This country, I guess that we got so fat and happy that we no longer had to engage in the world of reality. And that is really the end of it. Because I'll tell you what, the folks who are protesting in Cuba right now, the people who are marching in Cuba at risk to their own lives, I highly doubt that these sorts of idiocies are the things that they worry about on a day-to-day level. At a certain point, a country gets so fat and so rich and so bored and so stupid because the country hasn't been challenged that we start to just imbibe from the well of idiocy. And then we become more and more idiotic. And as we become more and more idiotic, we declare anybody who disagrees the real threat to the country. Yes, America, the American flag remains a beacon of liberty so long as the truly authoritarian left loses. If the authoritarian left wins, then we have a bigger problem, and so do people all over the world. Wow. Things are going great, guys. Things are just going spectacularly well. I know what you're thinking. It's time to binge some more Ben Shapiro videos. Well, you are right. You should. But first, like and subscribe. Perfect. I'll see you in the next video.